All right. And in 3, 2, 1, lights, camera, action. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Umstead. I am the host of the RNG radio show, as well as the owner of the Nathaniel group. If you're tuning in with me live this morning, thank you so much for joining me. But if you happen to catch me on YouTube, hey, thanks again as well. You are watching. So if this is your first time joining me, hey, what I discuss on this show is credit repair, real estate tips, resume writing / job career tips, and a little bit of motivation. Usually started off with some motivation that you heard from the Jim Carrey, and then pretty much pulled that at the end. So full circle around motivation, if you will. But without further ado, we are going to hop right into credit repair. Now, with the credit repair is simply this. I work with a company that has a group of credit attorneys. I don't know how many. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, we have hundreds of thousands and a myriad of attorneys just on standby to assist you with each disputed item on your credit report. No, it's nothing like that. We have a company that works with a group of attorneys to assist you in getting rid of your debt that should have been forgotten or should have been overlooked from the FCRA, based upon the FCRA, but trying to pretty much get TransUnion, Equifax, done Experian to say, nope, that doesn't belong to you anymore. That shouldn't have belonged to you, so on and so forth. So if you are looking to get joined into that program, by all means, 267-702-3756. I would be more than happy to assist you. But if you just want to do it on your own, that is quite all right as well. That is why I'm here, to provide you some free tips, because not everybody has no more than $100 to put towards their credit repair. And some people's like, well, I know that I could do this on my own. Well, hey, let me help you out along the way, because what I ultimately want to do is get to the point where I help you out along the way. That is why I do credit repair, resume writing, some real estate tips, and some motivation to get you along the way. So at least one of those 4 today definitely will help you out on your journey. So I had came across Money Talks News. They have an article here from June 18, 2019 by Marilyn Laponzi about 4 I don't want to be in the newsletter. I just want to click on that. I hate when they do that. Well, I'll let you know right now. With Money Talks News, in order to read an article, you got to pretty much press around it, so that way you're not signing up. Excuse me. So, 4 credit repair company lies and how to fix your score without help. Damn. But how are you going to profit if you keep giving out free information on how people can fix their credit? Well, it's about time, folks. If you got the time for it, by all means. But if you don't have the time, but you got the money for it, hey, come talk to me. So, what are these credit repair company lies? So, the first lie that's been started over, and what I want to do is actually combat with these lies to see if, hey, is this actually true? So, yes, the credit repair company, incredible credit changes that I have with me and my girlfriend, Teresa Hughes, we are going to see if we can combat these lies and actually give you some truth to these matters. So, lie number 1, you can start over. So some credit repair companies will say you can do just that. They may say you can get a new identification number that will make it easy to rebuild credit and erase past mistakes. Folks, I'm agreeing with them. No, you cannot start over. Your social, your date of birth, your name, all that ties to you 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, maybe 15 times out of 10, because of course you usually have to put down it more than once. When you're buying a car, when you're buying a house, when you're filling out a loan, they need your social, they need your date of birth, they need your name. In addition, they need your identity. So coming up with a restart button, a do-over, not so much. Now, can you file bankruptcy? By all means, but I'm not the bankruptcy expert, nor do I even want to get involved with that. Now, later on down the line, hey, I might come across a couple of experts that say, yeah, bankruptcy would be a good option, and here's what people can do, by all means. But I just know for a fact that especially right now, it's going to take a little bit longer than expected to get that bankruptcy in order. So starting over, nah, that's not going to help at all. Lie number 2, it's okay to fudge your income. Never in any circumstances ever should you be fudging your income. None whatsoever. They actually even put down here, a sketchy credit repair company may tell you it's okay to inflate your income on an application to boost your chances of approval. No one will ever know, they might say. But that's lying. That's lying, you know. And I don't even care if it's by a little bit. Listen, if you're making $45,000, I will say this. If you don't know your actual salary, but it is in the range, typically I will say this, and I know I will say this because I said I will say this. If you're making $15 an hour and the application is saying what is your annual salary, what you can do is take your, I'm sorry folks, I'm actually getting more and more Facebook friend requests. This is really cool. What you can do is times your hourly rate by 2, especially if you don't have your pay stubs in front of you, if you don't know what you made last year, if this is your first time working here and you're not sure what your hourly rate is going to be, or it's been a while since you've been out to work, this is the only time where I could say, yes, this would possibly be okay. But you need to let them know, hey, I make $15 an hour, so I'm equating that to $30K a year. And that's that. So that would be the only thing, because you know, there may be some people who have it where they're working overtime. So hey, that hourly base rate of $15 an hour might turn into a $45,000 salary because they're making $22.50 an hour when they're working overtime. Or we're getting closer and closer to that. So, or I should say, even past 45K. All right. Lie number 3: you have to pay up front. The first thing a credit report company says to you is, show me the money you need to show at the door. You don't need to pay a retainer or enough for free to use a credit repair company. Here's the thing. There are memberships that you need to start. Now, no, officially as far as getting started and everything like that, no, there should be no upfront fee. But I will say this. There's no credit repair company that's for profit. There's no for-profit company that's going to start on any type of service as far as assisting you or helping you without some do-re-mi. They may say like, oh yeah, you can get started on this, this, and this, and this, and this, but nobody in their right mind that is trying to make a buck is going to say, yeah, I'll get started on your services. Don't worry about that. Listen, you pay me when you're ready to pay me. So folks, step back and think about this. Do you go to McDonald's and get your burger, your fries, and a drink and say, hey, thanks so much. Listen, I will be back. Let me see how this meal fills up my appetite, and then I'll let you know in regards to the fees that need to be paid for and such. That doesn't happen, folks. So the upfront fee that we charge, it's no more than $100, folks. So, and especially if you're looking at this and you say like, well, Dan, I heard about other prices. No, you're looking at this video, you telling me that, Dan, I caught your radio show. Oh my gosh, I'm a fan. Watch it every single day. Might be a little bit creepy. No, I'm playing. Please watch it every single day. You should watch it every single day. I'm giving out free advice. But the upfront fee, you're hearing it from me first, is no more than $100. That is through my company. Now, there are other companies that are going to charge $495 up front, $695 up front, because they got to do all this work. Well, we work with a team, we work with a company that it's like, hey, because you have so many services, if anything, you're paying for the services that are provided to you up front, as far as the privacy home, as far as the identity theft protection, as far as the credit monitoring. So if anything, you are paying for the materials to go in and access it. So that is where that fee comes into play. So yes, I do disagree that that upfront fee for a credit repair company that's trying to make a buck or working on making a buck, any company at all, they're going to ask for a fee. So lie number 4, only we can help you. This lie makes people think they are trapped into using the company's service. The reality is that you don't need to pay anyone to fix your bad credit. There's nothing a credit repair company can do that you can't do for yourself. Dan, did you just say that live? But your credit repair company, Dan. But the Robin Theta Group, Incredible Credit Changers, You're telling me that a credit repair company, I don't need that to fix my credit? No, you don't. You also don't need you also don't need a mechanic to do an oil change. You also don't need a chef to make your meal. You also don't need what is it? What's another example that I could use? You also don't need a TV to watch television. You know, you could always just go to the live event, of course, if it is available. But I want you to understand something, folks. It's the time. If you got the time to do this, by all means, hey, start looking up credit dispute letters. Start checking on your own identity to make sure nobody is taking advantage of it. Start pulling your annual credit report.com, you know, and pulling it weekly to see what you do have available. You know, start drafting up your own wills and trusts and such. Start getting your own personal discounts by saving money when you shop for less. So, yeah, if you got time for all that, that is great. But you got the money and your time is a little bit short, 267-702-3756. So the thing about only we can help you, no, there's so many other credit repair companies. By all means, please, 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 por favor, señoras and señoritas. No, señoras, señoritas, señors. Yeah, please, mi gente, please, please. I want you to do your research. I want you to check. I want you to look it up. I want you to go through every single credit repair company that you can. But while you're going through that, we have other people that are getting signed up, or we have other people that are just drafting up credit dispute letters on their own and getting their stuff started. So, hey, the choice is yours, but by all means, please, please, please research. I mentioned this before. It took me about 3 months before I joined the program. So I'm expecting that for everybody else because I would expect nothing less. Excuse me, when it comes to that. So me starting in the beginning of May, hey, I'm not expecting to see people getting ramped up and started probably until about August because, hey, it took me 3 months. But as long as you know what I can provide to you, what I could put in your family, in your household, you should know what I could do for you. Please, don't insult my intelligence with this, huh? All right, that's supposed to be my bad boy mafia voice. All right, folks, so credit repair, 267-702-3756, or do it on your own. Do it on your own. But don't be coming to me and be like, Dan, right. Should have came through you, man. I didn't realize that you guys just give the letters. I didn't realize that you guys just do it. And then I'm a victim of identity theft. Probably if I had the privacy armor protection, I would have been okay. Hey, it happens. Come on into the fold. Let's all come together and sing. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. No. It ain't no mixed culture. It's just you know, the credit repair. Bam. All right, now, folks, my real estate. Want to know for my real estate now what I have been getting a lot, and I mean a lot. Like I think I'm up to 172 comments on this one post that I put up in Philadelphia Homes for Rent/Sale. Is people I had said I have a free guide on how to rent in Philadelphia. Sent over the free guide and got a couple of leads out of it. Got a couple of people interested. Also letting people know about this wonderful show and you know, a couple of tips along the way. So if you would like that PDF document, by all means, please feel free to reach out to me. You can text me 267-702-3756 and be like, Dan, I need that how to rent document because I need to know how to rent in Philadelphia. Now, can it be utilized for other cities? By all means, but the certain contact information, like for Philadelphia, is 311 in case you're having an issue with the landlord. So there's certain things that, you know, apply here that doesn't apply in, like, let's say places like Houston, Texas. All right. So top 10 tips every renter should know. Let's run through these real quick. Don't let poor credit limit your ability to rent. Damn, you need to have decent credit in order to rent? I thought as long as I had the first 3 months, I'm good to go. Not so quite, folks. And also there's a way that once you do start renting, that the credit towards your rent actually helps build upon your build upon your credit score getting increased, because we do have a credit with rent, which actually allows you to build up your credit by just simply paying your rent. So, number 9, choosing between a managed property or renting from a landlord. Honestly, they're both the same. They're both the same. Whether it be a huge property management company or a landlord, you still have to pay somebody the bill. So one thing you need to look at is that, hey, what services and amenities is this one provided compared to that one providing. So a landlord, usually a private landlord, you can work with 9 times out of 10. There are some property management companies that you can work with as well. But the main thing is, it's like, hey, what is this one doing different from this one at the end of the day? All right. Number 8, start your apartment search with the right tools. Honestly, Trulia, Realtor.com, Redfin, what else is there? Hotpads.com. All these places you can pretty much go on and check to see what's currently available in your area. If there's something on MLS that you have heard about or didn't see, or something that is listed on, let's say, Zillow. Zillow is another one. Let's say something that's listed on Zillow, but the listing for further details is actually shown on the MLS. That's something that you can check out as well. Upgrade your rental without pissing off the landlord. Now, this is pretty much in regards to painting. So as you can see behind me, and well, the curtain, of course, belongs to me. But as you can see behind me, and I don't know if you can, but there are some like little notches and holes and such. So upgrading, if I wanted to paint this place blue, by all means, that's something that I would need to speak with the landlord about without pissing them off. All right. Number 6, know your rights as a tenant. Well, it's funny they mentioned that, because my how to rent actually goes over what the landlord is responsible and what the tenant is responsible. So 267-702-3756. I'd love to share that document with you. Number 5, pretend that you're buying home when hunting for an apartment. If you plan on renting for even a few years, the condition of the building will matter to you. So you might want to think as if you're buying the place to make sure you really want to live there. Folks, that's just common sense. Now, the difference between renting and a home purchase is that typically with a home purchase, you're looking at either a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage, and staying there for a big, quite while. Renting, it honestly shouldn't even be that long, maybe 3 to 4 years tops. So you can start looking to save in the long run. So with renting, you got to figure out what your personal choice is. Like, hey, am I going to be here for a couple of years before I move forward and finding another place? Or is it going to be where, I need to actually just start looking for a home and I'm only planning on doing like a month-to-month lease? So those are the things that you need to look for and look out for your personal choices. Number 4, how to deal with noisy neighbors and difficult roommates. First and foremost, there needs to be some rules established. Now, what you can do is check your community. The first thing that you should be doing, especially if you're moving in, and I know it sounds 1950-ish, but go on BettyCrocker.com. You can go on Google, look up some recipes for a baked apple pie, make it, and put some Benadryl in that shit, and send it to your neighbor. I'm kidding, folks. I'm kidding. It's like, wait, what? What did he say? No. Introduce yourself to your neighbors. The best way to get over that is knocking on the door, saying, hi, my name is Daniel Umstead. I moved next door. Just wanted to introduce myself. And if you have something of value to offer, whether it be a baked apple pie with no Benadryl, then by all means you can do that. Or you can just simply say, hey, my name is Daniel. I live right next door. If you ever need anything, or if there's anything I can help with, feel free to knock. That's it, folks. So that way, when it comes to them either having a party or there is some difficulty, you've already established a relationship and you've already stepped up to the plate by introducing yourself. And it's like, hey, now here's the thing too. If the noise is not a bothersome, like I got some neighbors and they're always playing music, but at convenient times, Friday night and Saturday nights. So whether I'm studying, whether I'm working, I'm usually sitting up in there because I usually don't keep the TV on for myself, but I'm usually in here, whether it be updating the website, and I'm like just going, and I'm like, oh, what is this motion that is making me want to pop, lock, and drop it? So, and then of course I get disappointed when the music turns off because I'm like, oh, does that mean I gotta play my own music now? Damn. So establish a relationship with your neighbors before you move in with somebody as well. You need to establish those rules. Hey, who's responsible for what? And I mean down, all the way down to the trash, all the way down to the trash. Now, there may be certain things that it's like, hey, you know, it's obvious of who's going to be responsible for what. Like when I was living with my sister, she said, hey, Dan, you know I love to cook, so if you get the food, I'll cook. That was an easy solution for me. You tell me I just buy groceries and you cook, cool. When it came to the trash, of course I'm not going to be forcing my sister to be like, hey, sis, hey, you've got the trash. Oh, now you're forgetting stuff? Now you're forgetting stuff? So be mindful as far as what the rules are going to be inside that household. Save space even in a tiny apartment. Pretty much make sure that your space is definitely open and out so that way you don't feel cramped in. And because you're going to be getting more stuff. I can't tell you how many times where I'm like, I don't need any more stuff. I don't need any more stuff. And either something comes up from the basement that gets up here, something is being moved around, or I'm looking around, I'm like, when all this stuff get added? I don't remember that. I don't remember putting that there. I don't remember that. No, I definitely don't remember that. So make sure that when you are doing your, when you are getting everything together, even in such a small apartment, that you have enough space to walk through, because honestly, it is space. So. Number 2, save money on rent by moving at the right time. So moving at the right time. Oh, damn, what's the best time to move? Well, let's take a look here. Spring and summer offer more rental space options, but there's also more competition for renters. Winter, while offering less choice, is a slower season for apartment owning, so landlords might be more open to negotiating the monthly rent. There might not be one absolute best time to shop for an apartment. That's what I thought. But if you know the neighborhood and how scarce apartments for rent are, you can plan when to look for a new place accordingly. So just check the market. Philadelphia is definitely a hot market in regards to rentals, aka my out-of-state investors. I'm trying to do it. Am I doing it right? It's like a whole muscle brain thing up there. But as far as for rentals and everything like that, you just got to figure out like who. It goes back to that between property manager and a private landlord. Hey, what is the property management company offering that the private landlord isn't offering? I had looked this up when I was looking to move out of here initially, because I thought my sister was planning on staying here, but actually quite reversed. So what had happened was when I had checked the property management company, they said, hey, if you move in at a certain time, we're going to shave off a month and a half off your rent over the course of 3 months. I'm like, wow, that's a really good deal. So in the long run for that whole year, I was good to go. But yeah, just take your time in regards to saying, not so much when's the right time, but honestly, who's offering what, and who's going to, like, there's always going to be places for availability, and, things come up. But definitely, if you're on the hunt, if you're on for that search, please, by all means, check it day by day by day by day. And then last but not least, avoid a rent increase and negotiate your rent. This is the difference between a private corporation that's a property management company and a private landlord. So a private landlord might say, hey, it's going to be $1,000, for 12 months, and then we'll see what we got going on for next year. Well, what if I could just lock you in a price because I plan on being here for 2 years? Can we just do it at $1,025 this year and next year? Landlord's going to say no to that? No, you're already giving me a increase on the current rent that I have right now compared to what I'm going to be experiencing, in the long run. So yeah, that would be a good deal for everybody. But like I said, you still need to look out for numero uno when it comes to yourself. So Please don't put yourself in a situation where it's like, hey, you know what, I can actually give you more and it could be a lesser time. You know, if your strategy is to be out there in a year, or if your strategy is to be out there in 2 to 3 years, you want to make sure that it's accommodating and fitting for you when it comes down to that. So, no, I don't care about the calendar reminder. So, avoiding a rent increase, some of those things can be overlooked, but definitely negotiating the rent with a private landlord by all means. But if you're dealing with a property management company, that is the price they set, that is the price that they're going to be going with, and that's the price you got to work with. All right, so that is for my renters. Oh, wrong place. Sorry about this, folks. Yeah, this is real life, folks. This is early in the morning. Now, flexjobs.com. What to do when you can't find a job. 12 tips. So, take a break. Now, don't take a break, folks. Scratch that out. I know it's harsh, and I know that it's like, oh, Dan, why would you tell me to not take a break? I'm really stressing. I'm trying to find a place. Exactly. You're trying to find a place. It's not going to take you a job. It's not going to take you a year to find a job. It's not going to take you, you know, months on end. Maybe your strategy needs to be switched up. Maybe the job search itself needs to be switched up. I can't tell you how many times, and it was like around 2011, 2012, I got laid off from a job, and I was applying like crazy. I was calling places, following up. You know what my mistake was? I spelled Philadelphia wrong on my resume. Didn't even realize it because I guess the Microsoft Word back then did not provide a little squiggly lines to say what I had gotten wrong, or I think I had immediately rushed over and uploaded to a PDF without double checking and looking. So please do not take a break. I get it. It's stressful, especially the times that we're in right now. You know, unemployment has increased, yada, yada, yada. But ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please do not take a break. And the reason for that is that we go into the other tips. Go with the jobs are. Yes, if there's a popular job or a place that you know that's currently hiring and it works with you. Now, I'm not saying that you used to be a top executive, senior vice president, and then all of a sudden you see Family Dollar General and you're like, oh, I could work there as a manager. Yeah, this will be good for me. If those two don't match up, or if those two don't match up for what you're looking for, then don't do it, folks. It's not beneficial. Spruce up your online presence. By all means, I think LinkedIn about to make me a spokesperson, because I always tell folks this. Go to LinkedIn and get that profile together. And if you're having trouble getting your profile together, you just copy and paste, folks. This is what I do all the time. I copied from Dan Penny as far as what my bio should be. I copied from Dan Locke, just for both of course, happen to both be Dan's. But I copied from them in regards to getting an idea of what my online presence should look like. So, spruce that up. Get skilled or schooled. What? You trying to get schooled out on the courts? You ain't gonna see this. Nah, brother. What you need to do is get skilled or schooled. That's what's up. So, Indeed has it where they have assessments that you can take that tests your knowledge and ability. By all means, you can take those, or you can go on Coursera, MIT, Harvard, and Yale. They offer free courses through Coursera. And so you can definitely put that education on there. But be specific. Hey, don't be putting Yale University 2020 and know for a fact that the schools are closed, but putting Yale University, Coursera, and then the courses that you take. That's it, folks. That's it. Now, at the end of those courses, by all means, you can't get a certification to say that you completed a course. That's good, but if you're just trying to grasp that knowledge for your own personal use, by all means. But if it's in order for you to get a job, definitely you can do that as well. Change your mindset. This is why taking the break doesn't work, folks. You need to change your mindset. You need to change your plan of attack. Try temping. Temping is a good thing. Temping is a good thing, but realize with the temping that eventually it is going to end. So while you're working every day and getting paid every day, still at the end of the day, you need to take 5 to 10 minutes whether you're applying for one job. And honestly, for your job search, you should be just applying for one job a day, because that one job a day is getting you that much, much closer, towards your goals. Network. Hey, at a point, you need to sell yourself. So networking, where's the best place, though, that you could network with HR individuals and folks that might be in your similar field to point you to the right employers. I believe we got an answer. LinkedIn. So they already do it for you, folks. Review your resume. Now, you looked at your resume so many times you could recite it verbatim, but maybe you might need an expert's opinion. Somebody who's willing to do it for free. Somebody who's willing to edit it or revise it for you for free. And in exchange for just a simple review on their Facebook page called the Robert Nathaniel Group. So I wonder who that could be. 267-702-3756. I'd be more than happy to assist you. Just don't think of me as a resume. Look at me as a resume review expert, but please don't look at me as a resume review expert that works for UPS. Just because you had submitted the request doesn't mean that I work on next day air. But I'm definitely not going to leave you stranded out there like it came from over international waters. But I typically get back to people within 2 to 4 days, just depending upon availability. In addition, depending upon the resume. If it's something where it's like, oh, I see why people aren't looking at you. I see you. How did you get a unicorn on the resume? And it's dancing. Look at that. What you looking at? The unicorn is dancing on the resume. Anyway, no, that is a stretch. But have I seen emojis on the resume? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. The other tip, consider other industries. Hey, maybe the industry that you're in, it's like, hey, can I apply this to another industry or can I transition to another one? By all means, yes, you can. Look for other types of flexible work arrangements. This is pretty much like finding jobs that are per diem, finding jobs that, maybe work on Monday and Tuesday, you're off Wednesday and Thursday, pick back up on Friday. But in order to find these flexible work arrangements, you need to be flexible as well. And you also need to say to yourself, well, Dan, what's the big idea with flexible jobs and how can I find one? Google. Just Google flexible jobs, Google jobs that are flexible, that's willing to work with your schedule. Practice your interviewing skills. Now, they actually took my heart because I love saying this. You can practice with friends, family, or even fellow job seekers who might be able to offer tips on what you're doing right. So here's what the job seekers, they may or may not be in line with you because they're like, well, I don't want to practice with you because I could be working on it myself. But your family, going straight to the family, if you have a niece, nephew, or even your own children, you need to be interviewing them, okay? You need to be practicing with them because my thought has always been if you grasp the attention of a child, you'll definitely be able to grasp the attention of a potential employer. And pinpoint the problem. What part of the job search process are you having difficulty with? Now, if you're like, Dan, I don't know the problem. I don't even know where to start with. I think I'm doing everything right. Give me a call, 267-702-3756. I'd be more than happy to walk you through. Now, if you're still looking for a job, Indeed, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Facebook, trying to think of where else, idealist.org. There are so many places that you can look for a job, checking out companies' websites and such. Actually looking on LinkedIn, back to LinkedIn, what companies are currently hiring right now. And 9 times out of 10, those companies are looking for folks who are able to work remotely starting off. So I know a lot of banks are currently hiring because, hey, banks are currently the industry right now where it's like, hey, I either need to get my money or I'm waiting on money or money's supposed to get transferred. Yeah. All right. Now, what did we go over today? Credit repair. As far as the lies that are told to you in credit repair, we also went over pretty much how to find a job and the tips that go with it. And for my renters and investors, because Philadelphia is a hot market for rentals, checking out all those things. And of course, hit rewind when you do get a chance. But last but not least, motivation. I want to motivate you and get you to a place that you've never seen before. So there's passion, there's getting up and looking outside and saying to yourself, wow, today's my day. Today's my day. I'm going to prove to myself and I'm going to show the world who I am. Folks, do exactly that. You only limit your potential when you tell yourself no. You only limit what you can control and what you can get out of life by just simply telling yourself no. Your ego will work in two ways for you, as Jim Carrey was pointing out earlier. You know, your ego will tell you, hey, you're going to be really, really great at something, or your ego might even tell yourself, like, you're way too smart for that. You don't need that in your life. So humble yourself, calm yourself, you know, breathe in tranquility when it comes to something simple as, hey, what can I do to change the world? What can I do to showcase? Because once you strip away everything that you have, hey, who are you as an individual? Who are you as a person? What do you want to be accounted for? What do you want to be remembered by? Now, if the motivation for you was like, man, Dan, I appreciate this, but you know, this ain't for me. I'm just trying to get ahead in life. That's cool. But how are you helping others in the process? Because it just goes back to that, folks. How are you helping others? Are you making people laugh? Are you making people joyous? You know, and on the opposite side of things, do you make people angry? Do you make people not want to be around you? And how can you change that? Because the only way that you can get better in life is by helping others. There's never a millionaire, a billionaire, or even a trillionaire, Mr. Upcoming Jeff Bezos. There's nobody in this world that has a surmountable wealth and hasn't helped anybody, you know, whether it be setting up business transactions, whether it be working on business deals, whether it be, you know, renting out to somebody. You know, for me, myself, if I be, you know, once I become a landlord, not if or when, but once I become a landlord and I have my own property, hey, you know, renting it out, I am providing value. I'm providing somebody a home. Of course, they're paying for this home, but I am giving somebody an opportunity in which they can live, live in a decent habitat in which they are comfortable and can have a peace of mind, because that's all I want to offer. So figure out what you're going to provide, figure out what you're going to lead within this world, and figure out how and what ways you are benefiting others. Because in the long run, folks, hey, imagine you helping out 1 million people. You think you're going to be broke? No. So, and that's my mission and goal, helping 1 million people become millionaires. So with that being said, folks, I want you to have a great day today. Enjoy this wonderful weather. We had a crazy storm yesterday in Philadelphia, but definitely glad to see the sun is shining, even though it's supposed to be hot today. And actually, let's check with Google. Hey, Google, what's the weather today?
Today in Philadelphia, there will be scattered thunderstorms with a forecasted high of 90 and a low of 69. It's currently 71 degrees and sunny.
90 and 69. Well, God bless. Let me go throw a couple of waters in the freezer because I'm going to need to chill out later on today with my waters. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great one. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, you know what I'm going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say, folks? Stay blessed, my fellow millionaires. Have a great one.